I think you're still muted, Ginger.
I would be. That's part of the mystery. All right, I'm trying to bring up chat on my thing here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Terra Normal, another edition. And I would love to welcome back SunPsychic Jean. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thanks for having me back, and thanks for I requested this, and I'm so
Absolutely.
excited. So it's
Absolutely.
gonna be a lot of fun around this time, and it's kind of rainy out and kind of getting dark, and we're going to get into a mystery. It's so much fun.
Yes, yes, yes. We just had a storm blow through here. We even had hail. I live in South Carolina, so we even had hail down here in Greenville area. So, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then as I come closer to my home, which I'm only 15 minutes from my school, and the skies are beautiful. So,
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah. So okay, so now I'm trying to bring up what is going on here because you would think Mercury retrogrades here. So hang on a second. I don't know if my chat is updated or not. Hang on a second. Um, but we do have Fatima here and Debbie No is here. Thank you for coming. And I want to try to find out where I can see me, but I can't get the chat on here. Let's
Hmm.
start over. Let's just start over here. So I'm excited about tonight. We are going to be investigating the mysteries of Nefertiti. Um, as Jean said, she just brought this up that she was very interested in investigating the mystery surrounding the bust itself, that it was found by a well-known archaeologist, and it's a mystery, is this the real deal or not? But as I was looking up Nefertiti, there's a whole other mystery around her, so I'm really excited to get into this. um, Here we go, here we go. Turn me down, and here we go. All right, so it says there's 7 people in chat. I have showing 2. Okay, so Um, let me know. Okay, so Jean, tell us why you wanted to investigate this.
Well, you know, I like to watch documentaries from time to time, and I came across one that was specifically about Nefertiti's bust, and this is the sculpture of her bust, and it was found in a archaeologist discovery, and there's a whole lot of mystery about it, around whether or not it's authentic and how why it was not damaged more, and just a lot of different questions. And then when I looked into it a little bit more, there's so much mystery around Nefertiti and her life, and
Mhm.
it's very mysterious, and I just wanted to maybe find out a little bit more about her, her life, her marriage, her kids, her bust, the
That sounded a little
everything.
funny. We want to know about her bust.
I know, doesn't it sound
um,
funny?
so, what interested me when I was looking at this whole story was that it was found next to other findings that were the same age, of the same era, but everything else was decayed and hers was not. So that's why he's being questioned, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's, I mean, there's many reasons why that could be, and it's not, men just fall to the most common denominator that it must be, somebody trying to pull something. But sometimes it's more than that.
It's
Sometimes it's,
magic.
yeah, there's a little bit of mystery. There's a little bit of, otherworldly influence going on there too, especially with her and how elusive her there's not a lot of facts about her, and there's not a lot of,
Mhm.
understanding, or not understanding, but there's just not a lot of concrete facts about her. There's a lot
Right,
of things that are up in the air and unknown. So,
right. And speaking of otherworldly, there's a whole mystery, and then I might want to do this another episode, but there's a whole mystery surrounding her husband, Akhenaten, who is questioned whether he himself was otherworldly. So that's fascinating to me, and the way their heads were shaped. But there's a lot of cultures who do that head binding to
oh,
make
really?
like,
Okay.
yeah. There's some um, Amazonian cultures. I'm thinking
Mm.
there's some African cultures that, and it's literally as a child they bind their heads, wrapping them, and it's a status symbol. So hey Heather, I'm happy you're joining us. This is going to be fun tonight. Um,
Hi, Heather. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Fatima. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody.
yeah. So yeah, so that's a thing. So yeah, so that would be just another whole new story that
Mm-hmm.
would be
Mm-hmm.
fascinating. So when we get into more extraterrestrial and the paranormal, Odelia's here. Let me start just popping them up here. Fatima, I'm always happy to see you with us. Thank you for coming. And Debbie, oh poor Debbie, she hung around for 2 hours to get a reading one night. um, it was a pop up live, and we had a lot of people show up, and
Oh, wow.
that many. So I promised her the next live I do, she's going to be the first one called. And then Heather's here. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. And then Odelia. Love seeing you, Odelia. So, for those of you who came in late tonight, we are going to be investigating the mysteries around Nefertiti. So, I'm just fascinated. So, Jean, you want to go ahead and start talking about the little story about Nefertiti?
Yeah, Nefertiti lived from approximately 1370 to 1330 BC. She was an Egyptian queen and the wife of Akhenaten, an Egyptian pharaoh. And he's famous for his attempt to transition Egypt into a monotheist, monothe, I don't know, a
Like a
worshiping,
monolithic.
that's what I'm looking for, monotheistic. But it's a it's instead of worshiping many different gods, it would be worshiping only one god, and it would be the sun. So,
So,
so
Amun Ra,
she was,
right?
and this was something that was unheard of. And so this is where there's some mystery around him. But so he had this vision. He fell in love and married Nefertiti, and then they both traveled for miles and developed and built their own city as a worship and to worship the sun. And everything
Mm-hmm.
was built around the husband, the wife, the family, the worship of the sun, and love and family and togetherness and, like, cooperation. And it was really beautiful. I was
It's really what
really
we are striving for today, a lot of us. Yeah, we that little, they were starting their own hippie commune. But what I loved reading is they are down in history for one of the most romantic couples in Egyptian history. And how many
yep,
children did they have?
I think there was six.
6.
They said that it was known that they had six daughters, and they could have possibly had suspected that they may have had one son, but perhaps, I don't know. But they don't have any record. They don't have any definite records, but it's been speculated
Hmm.
that there may have been one son or another one that didn't make it. But
Hmm.
mhm.
Monotheistic.
I know.
Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I was trying to say.
Monotheistic. Okay. All right. We'll pretend to know. um, okay, and what else do we need to know here? Where are we? Um,
So what I was really intrigued with is the 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 ability that they had to gather people in the village, for lack of a better term, in the community, to help them and to build this city with them. It was very much they were both beloved, they were both honored and cherished, and um, very, very well respected. Do you want me to go ahead and tell the whole thing? I didn't want to give the whole
um,
thing away.
um, well, let's we can talk about the city a little bit, or where are we going to go further?
Okay.
Um, well, we can talk about a little bit. Yeah, you can keep going. We have pictures
I'd
of
like to
them.
know if her or her husband had any type of an angelic or off planet being that was either guiding them, or that they were, I don't know. There was something otherworldly about each of them. There was something otherworldly about Nefertiti. There was
Mhm.
something, I mean, a lot of Egyptian ancient culture is, it blends with the galactic culture a little bit. Like it's always suspected that there was some help there and some influence there, or maybe even hybridization, or even like guidance. Like they would be guided by these otherworldly beings. Um, so I would like to know, number one, where she came from, like where,
Mhm.
if she was originally from um, the area, and sort of like how her and her husband met, like how that arranged. Was that like a pre-life destined? It just
Hmm.
seems so
I would like to ask that
perfectly
question. Yeah.
orchestrated, and everything just fell at their feet, like all of their attempts were so successful.
I'm going to write that down as one of the questions. Um, if it were. My grammar tonight, I'm telling you. Okay,
Oh,
so we're
take your time.
Nefertiti and Akhenaten destined?
Yeah. Like, was it a,
Destined.
a pre-planned,
Yeah,
pre-life plan or something?
to one
Just
another.
something to get into her energy. I
Okay.
do have a picture. Do you want me to show the pictures so
Well,
that
start
everybody can
showing
kind
some
of,
pictures. I would love you to start showing some pictures
and
now.
then like as we move along, we can refer back to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, okay, you can pop that in there. So this is the Nefertiti bust that we were referring to. That is, you can see that, it is damaged, but compared to the other sculptures in
The
that same
living.
uh, in that same discovery, it was not damaged as bad. But so, but this is it, and she has one eye, and the
Mhm.
other eye is not completed, so it's not
Yeah.
your imagination.
And
There's
to be
also
fair, the other one could have been so badly damaged while they were excavating, you know?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Could be. So here's another picture of it. This is just, it's not as big. Let me see if I can make it bigger, but it's the lighting is a little different on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I think that the picture is a little clearer. Like you can see that it is rough and tumbled, and
Mm-hmm.
and they did all the testing on the colors, and the colors were authentic, the materials were authentic, and look, I mean, it's just amazing. But like her ears, because it had fallen, but then
Right.
her husband's bust was I'm trying to find that next picture. Oh, I know, because I opened it. Here it is. So this is her husband, his, and that was more destroyed here, but and then this is her, which they're both not badly just destroyed, but his, I think the whole thing, this was only part of it that was saved.
But look at his eye shapes. It's so beautiful. He was a beautiful man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to also show you, this is like an artist's rendition of what she may truly look like today, or in reality, what she may have looked like, just based on her bust,
That's an actress. That looks like an actress. Actually, that almost looks like Gal Gadot. And there's another actress. I don't know her name. Gal Gadot is the one who played Wonder Woman in the latest movies.
Isn't she great? I love her. And then this is just an artist's rendition, and she's absolutely gorgeous. I was going to use this as my thumbnail, but it's beautiful the way they did the makeup and the headdress and everything. It was really beautiful. But and this, yeah. So that's, when we're thinking of her and we're looking at this, it does one thing, but this kind of gives you the actual, beauty that she may have had. Let me just go to another artist's rendition. This is just another picture that I found. And here's a picture of her and her husband and two of her children. And she was very much family oriented. And this is the sun god that they worship.
Yeah. Also, in any of the pictures I've ever seen, I've never seen a couple holding hands.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's just amazing. That's just so beautiful.
I appreciate you bringing these pictures here. This is beautiful.
Yeah, just a way for us to kind of tune into her energy a little bit and get to know, that she was very much loved and cherished and honored and smart and destined, and her husband, they loved each other, and it's just really very beautiful. I just wanted to know more after knowing this,
I'm so glad you did, because this is going to be fascinating. Oh, okay.
She's beautiful.
Thank you. And while we were showing this, Warrior Girl came in.
Hey, Warrior Girl.
And then Hershey also came in.
Hi, Hershey.
This is going to be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, we formulated some questions. They're little, not my normal questions, because this is not my normal mystery. Oh my gosh, it's like the mystery of the Nile. So, but I still brought my Boo Bear, my little Boo Tarot Boo.
I brought my own pyramid.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I got a pyramid as well.
There you go.
There we go. I'm going to put it right here, actually.
Yep, I am too. I have mine right here.
Oh, right. Ooh.
Just kind of tuning into the energy.
Already. Ooh. All right. Is everybody ready?
I think we should make sure that everybody, all of you watching, grab your deck with you, and so that you can play with us.
So grab your decks, and for every question you can pull. I'm going to probably pull about 3 cards. If I'm called more. But you pull what you want to, put it into the chat, help us investigate this. And I already had some questions, and as Jean was talking, I typed in a couple more. So most of them are numbered, but I want to ask these 2 questions first, because it's going to be centered around their relationship.
Can I ask you one thing before we do the questions? Can you show them what decks you're going to be using?
Oh,
or the 2 decks that you showed me?
So apropos. So my dear friend Julie Kushawatz gifted me her beautiful decks, the Mahat Tarot and the Journey into Egypt. I couldn't have the most beautiful decks for this reading. So
Wow.
Julie herself went to Egypt, and that's where I cannot remember if she was starting to work on this deck or she did this afterwards, but she learned the new way of astrology, the real sky astrology. She learned about that by going to Egypt and realizing that our Western astrology is based on the stars' locations way back then, where real sky astrologies, when we were born under a different position of the stars. So we are not who we thought we were.
Another mystery.
Another mystery.
Yeah, and it's when I don't know, I guess we all try and hang on to some stability in life and try and rely on some facts or some stableness around us. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and we breathe air,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
the sun comes up. But when these things are challenged, like the stars that you think you were aren't really who you are, it's a whole different it's like an opening up. It's like a new way of describing ourselves or getting to know ourselves. I
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't think it's I don't think it's in,
Come on. Sip,
excuse me.
sip, sip.
I just got a little thing in my throat. But it's not instead of. I think it's in addition to. I
Yeah,
think it's a way to
exactly.
build. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So Debbie said she had many past lives in Egypt. Um, Although we're not doing readings tonight, Debbie, but you can ask that on our next live. And then Heather also said she was told that Nefertiti was a spirit guide of hers. So I think we all have a little Egypt in us, wouldn't you think?
Oh, absolutely. For sure. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so everybody make sure you have deck ready, or decks, plural. Jean, are you going to be trying a deck tonight,
I
or you
am.
can
I
go?
am. You're going to help me. Yep. I'm
Perfect.
going to I'm going to use my helper deck, and
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
realized that I need a couple more oracle decks, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, last year. Last year was my year of the oracles because I didn't like any of the tarot that was coming out. And as an artist, I'm drawn to the artwork, and there was more beautiful oracle decks out there that I was trying so hard not to buy, but there were some that I just couldn't resist. But all right then. So these two questions, they're basically our first two questions. They're not numbered because I'm not going to renumber all these questions that we came up with. So if we're all ready, I first want to just do a mini meditation. Even though this isn't malevolent um, investigation, I still like to call upon the infinite intelligence of the white light of protection to surround each of us here today, our guides, and our homes. And may we be guided through truth and through love and light. And so it is. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? Oh, I got tingles already.
Mhm.
Okay. So I wanted to ask which one do I want? Okay, let's ask this one first. Were Nefertiti and Akhenaten destined to one another? So was this predestined? I should have put predestined. Um, let me rewrite that because that's so important. Predestined. Okay, so let me.
Kiba just popped in. Hi, Kiba.
Hi, Kiba. Okay, let's do that. All right. Were Nefertiti and Akhenaten predestined to one another? Ooh. All right, I need to zone.
Oh.
These are huge cards. I don't know how I'm going to show them.
Well, I'm using my pendulum and it is swinging big time.
Yeah.
It is, this is a yes, and it's very, very, very strong. Wow, look at that, you guys. Look at that swing on there.
Goodness.
It is really going. So let me just ask a few little fun questions while we're
Oh my
all
goodness.
getting our cards together. So is the
Oh my
energy of Nefertiti here with us on this show with all of us?
gosh.
Is the
Has to
energy of
be.
Nefertiti here with
It
us?
has to be. Okay. Yes. Yes.
I got a big yes. She's going to be helping us for sure, is what I hear. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let me see what I pulled.
Oh my gosh.
But the first card I pulled out was this. And
Uh-huh.
then another card was the Wheel of Fortune.
Wow. That's the destiny. There's the king and the queen. And what the sword of truth, I guess?
I'm going to
It was
call it the
true?
Sword of Truth today. Sword of Sword of Truth. It's the gift of knowledge, insight. They were rulers, so why not the sword, Ace of Swords? You know, and how appropriate that these are King and Queen of Swords. So they
Oh
were all
gosh.
about truth. They were all about their rule was about truth and wanting to. Oh, look at this too. Sun. There's two, like
Wow.
two suns in this card, and him wanting to worship that sun god on Amun Ra. So how fascinating is that? What else is in these images? This is just amazing to me. And this Wheel of Fortune, I believe, is the astrological
Oh
calendar.
yes.
Oh, here's where I wish Julie was here. She's
Written
playing.
in the stars.
Explain. Yes, written in the stars. Exactly. Exactly. Are you picking up anything else?
Well, Warrior Girl got 4 of Pentacles, and Indigo got the Lover's card, which is perfect.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Where'd she go? I lost her.
Indigo's right above that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yes, Kiba, welcome. We are investigating the mystery of Nefertiti. So, welcome, welcome. So, how many yeses do we need for that, right? I'm loving this.
And this is the first question. And I'm telling you, y'all, I was working on this last week, and we had an email together last week, and I kept feeling the energy around me. So I knew that there was something building for tonight. I was looking forward to it. So good, right out of the box.
Right. Oh,
Right out of the gate.
my I've charged me phone. Okay, perfect. Well, that was wonderful. And then she said just the three just popped out. Three, I'm sorry, the
Wow.
justice.
Oh wow.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, perfect. All right, so why is my word starting? My word program just started. Okay, all right, I love that. Okay, so my next question is going to be about the relationship. Um, Hang on, thought I got rid of that comment there. Hide it. Oh, that's because words started. Okay, so Nefertiti and Akhenaten was just the most beautiful love, romantic relationship. So those cards were just perfect. So the next question about Nefertiti herself, because as the story goes, we think she herself became a pharaoh after Akhenaten passed away. So Jean asked the question, was Nefertiti guided by an otherworldly being? And really, both of them, were they both guided by otherworldly beings? So let's see.
Warrior Girl said the sun card was on the bottom of her deck. That's
Oh,
perfect.
perfect.
That's perfect. Oh my gosh. So Nefertiti was Nefertiti. I'm going to go with what I know. I'm going to use my pendulum on a lot of these. And then if I'm guided, I'll pull a card. Was Nefertiti guided by otherworldly beings? So I got a yes, and it's pretty certain, but it was sort of like vibrating in the beginning, like it almost had to think. But now that's pretty certain, and it's a very gentle swing, but it's very certain.
Okay.
That's really nice, very nice. And let me just ask: was Akhenaten guided by otherworldly beings? Yeah. Yeah, they both were. It was almost like they felt compelled to, like they didn't feel like they felt compelled to find one another. And then once they did, they both confided in each other that they didn't agree with this many god kind of concept, that they felt like the sun god was the main god and that people should only concentrate on one god at a time, that the other gods were diffusing the point of focus, and the I guess what they were kind of getting was one message, one guidance, one spirit guide that was talking to them, and they chose the sun god as the main god, and they wanted to build a society that would follow in what their beliefs were. Yeah, and that, yeah.
So I asked about Nefertiti. I got this beautiful world card. Look at that.
Oh my!
We
Wow,
asked about otherworldly, so
that's fabulous. I love the pregnant Gaia.
that's beautiful. And then what did I get next? High priestess. Or does it say high priest? High priest.
Well,
So,
I think I would go with your first one, because you read it intuitively.
yeah. So again, for me, this depicts this sun god. So very celestial being, coming from the solar system. And I asked about Akhenaten. And funny enough, the Queen of Cups came up. So remember how I said how beautiful he was? So very much that androgynous. I mean, what is it when they're both male and female in their reproduction? I can't remember. And again, Two of Cups came up. So it's just, again, written in the stars, celestial beings. I think possibly they came down here as celestial beings. Quite possible.
That's amazing. This is amazing, the cards you're getting here. This is amazing, you guys.
And Julie's artwork is just amazing.
Indigo confirmed it was androgynous.
Androgynous, yeah. So, Just beautiful, beautiful. Okay. All right. So those were the unnumbered questions. Now we're going to go to the numbered questions. Okay. Was Nefertiti elevated to the status of co-regent and equal in power to the pharaoh? So as the story goes, he was all about making her his equal. So they ruled together, right? So yeah, so let's ask about, was she a pharaoh?
I think that what transpired to bring this along is I think that her husband passed. I think that he was the pharaoh of the community, and he passed, and then she was said to have assumed the role of a. Is
Right.
that right, or is this before he passed?
That's what I meant. But yeah, yes, yes. After he passed, was she elevated to the power of it? But as I asked this question, Jean, my crown chakra is totally vibrating, and it literally feels like there's something almost like I've been crowned. It's the weirdest thing I'm feeling right now. And now I'm getting more and more electricity going on up there.
I think you're connecting to the spiritual realm.
I did ask, I got Princess of Cups.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That image is just perfect to the question.
It really is. I don't think I need to pull another card on this one.
I know.
So
was TV elevated to the status of co-regent before her husband passed? No. Was she elevated to co-regent after her husband passed? Yeah. And then it was also speculated, I don't know if that's a different question, but she was speculated to have been disguised as a man. Is that right? Or is that a different question?
Yes, actually. And let me, yes. So let me do something real quick. That is question number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. I wanted to read.
She got the 7 of Swords, and Heather got the 7 of Swords, and she said she believes the royal court tried to steal it from her. Oh.
Oh, Jessree's here. Hi, Jessree.
Hi, Jessree.
She also got the Magician and the Fool. Warrior Girl got 3 of Staffs and Wands. Very nice. Very nice. I'm loving this. Okay. Do you want to add to that or go to, what'd I do? Or go to the next question?
We can go to the next.
Okay. All right. So, hello.
That's all right. We can retype
space in there.
That's okay. We were just typing these up right before the show, you guys. So we're just trying to get something for us to focus on if you were just coming in.
Right. Okay. Did Nefertiti disguise herself as a man and became known as Pharaoh Semker? If I'm saying that right. Smenker. Popping out people. All right.
So just my pendulum's answers, it said yes, she did disguise herself as a man, but it wasn't this Pharaoh Smenkhkare that they were speculating it could be. I got a no on that it's not that one.
Because as I was asking, I felt to separate the two questions into 2 questions. Oh, for Pete's sake. These cards are so large, I cannot.
I think she disguised herself as her husband. I think she impersonated him after he passed. You know, like, I don't think, I mean, because how would they know of a new pharaoh that would come in? How could she be pretending to be an entirely new pharaoh? I don't know. I think she would just say, I don't know.
So I'm asking if she has a connection to Smenkar.
So I also did pull a card, and I got the King of Pentacles, and it says control, power, and discipline. So I feel as though that she needed to do this in order to not stay in power, but to protect the community and the I said it before, it's not community, it's another word for community. I guess society of some sort.
Okay. So when I asked about disguising herself as a man, the Empress came up. So I'm not sure.
Wow. Those cards are so neat. Let's just what do you call that? A flip through? Let's do a flip through. Look at the head. Look at the head thing on her. What is that? That's the sun. Oh wow. That's the sun. Yeah. The sun on her.
I know everything's coming up sun, right?
Here, let me do and she's pregnant too. Yeah. Wow.
But look, she's looking into a mirror.
Wow.
So for me, that has a significance on, did she have to do something to her face to make her look different?
Wow.
So that's kind of a mystery. And I got the Four of Swords. So it's something about ruling her city.
Yep. Wow.
So
and the sun.
She had to put on, and there's the sun again.
Oh my gosh.
So she had to put on a certain persona.
Yep.
And Four of Swords is about the stability. So
yep, she did it to save the community. She did it to save the village or the, but is that the Hathors in the background of the one where she,
it's a 30-10 cycle.
Isn't that a galactic race, the Hathors?
I do not know.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I should have done to make sure?
Warrior Girl would know.
I should have told Julie I was doing this, and
she'll
they
watch
usually get Peter usually gets my notifications too, and they both usually pop in. Then I asked, and I don't know if I pulled the right card. I was asking about, did she have any connection at all to who did we say? Samama?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name we used?
I think if you just take Heather's,
Schmenker. I think I'm butchering that. Interesting enough, I got the Queen of Swords. So that makes me think of Hamlet. Theater. Maybe he was a theater name. Maybe, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if there was a connection there. Because as I was shuffling, I couldn't get a card to pop out to say it was a connection or not. So that for me is an unanswered question.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I guess they just have to put out their best guess, like all these other speculations, But that one I don't think holds water very much.
Yeah.
Oh, some believe the Hathors was an Egyptian goddess. Oh.
Yeah. And she's definitely in the Ascended Masters and the Angel Master's Guide, whatever. So
maybe that's who was guiding them.
Archangel and Ascended Master's Guide. Hathor is in that. So, okay, all right. Next question. All right. So, Jean, tell us a little bit about how Nefertiti, her name, her energy, her everything disappeared.
Yeah, so it's believed it for some reason her image and the record of her life was only found for 12 years of her life was the only record of her life. And this includes anything, all the depictions, like all the hieroglyphics and the new society that they built and the marriage and her kids. There was only 12 years of her life that were actually found to be recorded. And
That was
after that, there was a disappearance of her ever being a
like
queen or ever
existed.
being the mother. and and they never found her tomb. They never found her. But sometimes some of them say that because she impersonated a pharaoh and just, I mean, I guess they would know if she died that she wasn't a king or wasn't a pharaoh. But they said that perhaps when she changed her identity, that kind of lost her the trail of who she was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so she's only there's only 12 years of her life that's ever found to be recorded in history that they've found so far. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So that begs the question, why did the energy of Nefertiti disappear from all depiction? So, why?
I'm going to go to my cards for this one.
Okay.
I got the King of Swords and expert in the field, lawyer, advisor, government, authority, power.
Mm.
Um, I feel as though she reinvented herself. I feel as though she went down as a pharaoh. You guys know what the King of Swords looks like, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I pulled. Um, I think she went down as a pharaoh, and that's why there was no queen or female. So let me just see it. Let me just check my pendulum. Is the reason why she was only 12 years of her life recorded is it because she changed her identity to be a pharaoh? It's a very small yes. Is is the reason only 12 years of her life depicted because she died soon after giving birth? No. Is the reason only 12 years of her life being recorded is because that she was um, left the city that they built? No. Was only 12 years of her life recorded because she died? I'm getting a very strong yes on that. I
It's
think she.
interesting because I
And
pulled.
oh my gosh, is that graphic or what?
As one of the four cards that I pulled.
Well, not only that, but when I was asking and they said that she died, I felt like she died of a broken heart because she tried to carry on after her husband passed, died of
Mm-hmm.
a broken
Mm-hmm.
heart. And that's
Mm-hmm. Well, so here's what I got. First, I got the Queen of Wands. So I felt like she had to get creative.
yep.
And Queen of Wands, your queen is um, she has to be in charge of the party, so to speak. She had to be in charge of all the plans and everything and take over that way. And so she had to be very creative after her husband had passed. I got the the Ten of Cups. She had to protect her legacy, her family, her children. I also got the Prince of Wands. You mentioned something about her daughter possibly marrying Tutankhamun.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So maybe she had to do it for her daughter's future as well. to protect her daughter's future.
Mm-hmm.
And then all, and all out of the loss of her husband.
Oh,
So let's go
that
to the
is just
comments.
tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Okay, where are we? Let me catch up here. Well, I got that one. Oh shoot! Oh, I did those. Okay. Okay, we've got Ten of Swords.
10 of Cups. Mm-hmm.
Ten of
Or King of
Swords.
Cups, sorry, and 10 of
Yeah.
Swords. Mm-hmm.
Ten of Swords. So the King of Cups could be representing him, and the Ten of Swords is just her being just over grief, beaten down at, our warrior girl got a call. Yeah. So that's very interesting. So real quick, tell us, do you know more than about the daughter?
I don't know very much. Yeah, it was their daughter would eventually marry her half brother. He was her half brother.
Wow.
How the heck could that have happened?
Did I not? Did Nefertiti was not Nefertiti? Who is Tutankhamun's? I gotta Google that one.
Yeah.
Who was?
Wow. Hi, Garnet.
Hi, Garnet.
They interbred.
They did.
Oh, that's how they did it. But how I was just wondering if Tutankhamun, or I can't say his name right, but if he was her half brother, was Nefertiti his mom, or was her husband the father?
So yeah, it says we know that it is unlikely that either Akhenaten's known wife Nefertiti or Karina was Tutankhamun's mother. There's no evidence. Okay, there's no evidence of that. Mm-hmm. So that is another mystery, I think, is that no one knows who his mother was. This says Queen Tai, who is identified as the so-called elder lady. DNA testing and prints identified, but I don't know. Okay, so it's not known if
Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. She said it is common to intermarry family members to preserve the royal line and fortune.
I was going to say, wow. Yeah. They even through modern times, many royal families interbred to keep that bloodline sacred, but of course, it ended up causing mutations. I'm supposedly somehow related to the Habsburgs. I don't know. They were well known for mutated genes. Hey, Michelle, I'm glad you were able to make it. But anyway, so yeah.
And she said that there's a lot of kids that look sickly and they died early. And Tutankhamun, he definitely died early.
Sickly, yeah. He was supposedly sickly. So very interesting. Let me look through our chat real quick. So yeah, so there's been extensive searches and the tomb of Nefertiti has never been found. But did you not? Okay. You said, although in recent discovery near KV62 in the Valley of Kings could soon lead to a breakthrough. If this is Nefertiti's tomb, it would be an astounding it would be an astounding discovery and the most significant one since uncovering Tutankhamun.
What did you call it? The Valley of Kings? It,
Yeah.
I feel
What
as
you called
though um, I feel as though they, because they were outside of the city, they were like 13 miles away from the, inner city of Egypt, and they rebuilt a new city.
then it
And
wouldn't be.
for her to be brought all the way back, for either of
Yeah.
them to be brought all the way back 13 miles up by foot with,
Doesn't make
I
sense,
don't,
does it?
it, it's so I think that, I mean, it's possible they could have been buried near their city, but this is what they're uncovering. The new archaeologist discovery was the city, and was all the ruins, and then they found it to be that that it was their, the family,
Hmm.
the Nefertiti, her husband, and their six uh,
Hmm.
daughters. They found a lot of evidence to that, but they never found any tombs. They never
Hmm.
found,
Hmm.
but I wonder,
You
would they
want to
have
fall
brought
on
them
that?
back? Yeah, let's, yeah.
Is she okay? Is Nefertiti's tomb in the Valley of Kings?
Did they try to bring them back? I mean, did they even
Well, if you think
attempt to bring
about
them?
these days, sometimes they fly loved ones back to a home, their home birthplace from across the states. Or oh wow, I had a flip one. Yeah, okay, I want to enlarge this one. Ah,
Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's a ghostly being getting up. Do you
right.
see that? Do you
Yeah.
see that's her tomb and she's actually sitting up?
What, isn't that amazing?
Oh my gosh.
Julie, I'm gonna have to call Julie and tell her to watch this and see what she has to say.
Wow.
Is that not amazing? Okay. Okay, so
I feel as though they were interned at the city. I don't, and I think that it's yet to be discovered. But let me see. Is Nefertiti built? Is Nefertiti buried in the city of their community? Is the city that they built? I feel as though they were. Will Nefertiti's tomb or remains ever be found? Will Nefertiti's remains ever be found? No. Will have her remains been found and not misdiagnosed, but you know, identified? Were her remains found and misidentified? No. Oh my gosh. Where was she cremated? Was she cremated? I think they had to cremate them. Was
mm,
her husband cremated? Was her husband cremated? No. Was her husband, was his tomb in the city that he built? His tomb is in, was his tomb in the city that they built? It's saying yes. Was Nefertiti's tomb in the city that they built? I
that
think
was
they both, yeah. Hmm?
yeah. That was one of the questions. Is the location of the tomb of Nefertiti near
Oh,
their city? Well, I changed it because we're asking where, but it would be hard to say where on the cards. But we'll call it their Sun City. I don't know. I don't remember what their city was called. Do you?
mm-hmm, mm-mm. I think it was after his name.
Okay. Um,
But Michelle's just coming in, and she just wanted to double check what deck you're using. If you could show
the
her one more time. Oh, gosh.
I'm using two, but right now I'm loving one more than the other. The Journey into Egypt tarot and the Mahat tarot.
Wow. Bye, Heather. She's going to run. But
Oh, Heather.
I just pulled the death card, and I think that's
Oh my
literal.
goodness. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. It's literally
Mm-hmm.
literal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
feel as though they had to do something with them, you know?
yeah. So I put, was she near their city of the sun? I got temperance. Um,
I think she was memorialized there, and maybe that hasn't been found.
yeah, because with this temperance, you got 1 foot, I'm going to say 1 foot on earth and 1 foot in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Were they, okay, you're going to laugh at me. Were they beamed up?
Mm. Oh, no,
Were
that's
they
not fun.
taken up? Were they, well, the way I said it was funny. Um, okay, so new question. I don't have it written down. Were Nefertiti and Akhenaten taken to the stars in the
I said,
desert,
were their human remains taken off planet? And it
off
said no,
planet?
that their human remains did not, but
Okay.
obviously their souls did.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so their physical existence
They're
did
here
not.
on planet. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, and then you said, will they ever be found? Will the tombs ever be found? Was Akhenaten's tomb found? Do you
I
know?
don't know.
Hmm. Was the tomb of Akhenaten ever found? Google. Google. It's hard to answer a yes and no question.
It does say the royal tomb of Akhenaten, located in the royal Wadi at Amarna, is the burial place of the 18th dynasty pharaoh. So it looks like it was. It said what was found in his tomb. What is the mystery of the tomb? Oh, interesting.
All right. Can we ask maybe, ask your pendulum, is Nefertiti buried near Akhenaten's tomb?
It's a very gentle yes,
I
but it's
was
a
just
definite
saying,
yes. Hmm.
with my indicators, I'm like, I'm getting my face here. I'm like, that's not a yes or no. And then it slowly kind of went into a yeah. But I didn't get a no. Interesting. Okay. All right. So it's 6:30.
Yep,
When did
they
you
said that
hmm.
that his tomb was destroyed, and they took a lot of his things
Hmm.
out of his tomb to make other things. Like I don't know.
Right.
It, I, yeah,
Interesting. Okay. All right. Shall we move on to the question of her busts?
sure.
All right. Okay. So, tell the story of the archaeologist. Do you have that?
Well, there was a well-known archaeologist in the early 19th century that, um, or the 1900s, that discovered was doing a dig in the city, the Sun City that we are all referencing, and in a far corner they found a studio, a artist studio that was doing that had carvings and busts made of her and her husband and her children, and they found these busts in a state that was that was expected to be destroyed, yet they found Nefertiti's bust to be very much preserved, very much protected, and not as destroyed. And let me go ahead and pop up those
Images again. Yeah.
pictures again, since we're going to be
Hmm.
coming into this.
Yes.
Uh,
Very much. And Garnet, once again, hello. And he has the right spelling. I did not. Okay.
Okay, so this is the bust of Nefertiti and her husband here, face
Even
to
the
face.
busts look in love, right?
I know. Strong and powerful. And then this is Nefertiti's. And you can see that how much more preserved, like his was very, discolored and broken, and only a piece. This was only a piece. There's not another half. And, but hers is much more preserved, much more. It looks like the artist was working on doing her eyes when I don't know when his I don't when they left all the things behind. You can see her ears were destroyed. Let me go in here a little bit more. Like her ears around here is destroyed. Her eye was
Mhm.
never finished, and and they said that so this is suspect. Its authenticity is suspect, but
Right.
the archaeologist that found this bust took it home. Took it home. Let me just show you another picture here while I'm talking
Why
to you.
not?
He took it home and kept it in his house for 10 years before they actually decided to display it in a museum. So they're like, well, was that the original state of it? So there's so many questions that came in. This is her husband. This is Nefertiti. These are her children. They are very much in love and family couple. And this is the sun god right there. This is another rendition, artist rendition. This is one of the six
Yeah.
daughters. This is I think it's just an artist rendition, but it's supposed to be like a replica of what was found. Let me just go through. And here's one. This is Queen Nefertiti, and then her daughters here, and then the sun god. So, but they said that these things, anything with Queen Nefertiti, was only records were found for 12 years, not before that and not after that.
And
And
that was
here's a
during their marriage, correct?
right, right. This is just a fun one that I found a artist's rendition of a beautiful woman. I thought that was
Yeah.
very realistic of how beautiful and luminous she would look with all of the gold and all of the intricate. When we see this, it doesn't look like much, but I'm sure it was very much like that, very
Yeah.
opulent.
So it's
Yeah.
very possible that this man took it home and like tried to do museum quality touch-ups, or did he find it
Well,
that
he's
beautiful, you
he
know?
swears that he just had he loved it. He fell in love with her.
Yeah,
Everybody falls in love with her, and that he fell in love with her and wanted to keep it near him,
I don't
and
blame
just
him.
kept it on a shelf
Yeah,
in his library to admire it. I mean,
I
he's an
would.
archaeologist. He knows how to preserve and
Yeah.
how to respect these
Hmm.
relics,
Hmm.
and such
And
a
I can't imagine
pristine.
him wanting to paint it. He would want to leave it original.
But they did do testing on it to make sure, like the people who were accusing him, that they did testing on it to make sure that the materials, the coloring, the dyes that were used on the bust, and
Hmm.
the material, the clay, and all of that were authentic. And they said in the early 1900s that they didn't have the tests to find out what it was made of in order to copy it. So now, later on in the early 2000s, they've tested it and they said that yes, that the all of the materials used
The
to make
paint
that
and
bust
everything.
are the what was available to that in that time at that time period. So they did say that all of it is true, but you know I just it would be I mean I would find it very I mean I guess it's possible for some people to elaborate, but why just lie about what that one little thing?
Right.
Like what would
What
it
would
give them?
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to bring this up. There has been paintings on some of the tombs that look like tarot cards, and Amenhotep, aka Akhenaten, was a channeler, and he created the original tarot, the Major Arcana tarot. That's a
Wow, I just got
fascinating
chills
bit.
head to toe.
Yeah, Yeah. So, yeah, that's a fascinating. Thank you, Warrior Girl, for bringing that up. Yeah, because when I was learning about the tarot and the origins, sometimes they don't even bring up Egypt anymore. They just bring up, Italy and maybe China. But I remember seeing pictures of tombs with tarot cards painted on them. But back to the bust. So our question here is the bust of Nefertiti was found by a well-known archaeologist, and we want to know about its authenticity. So that's what we're going to pull cards on, about the authenticity of the bust that was discovered. So without pulling a card, I'm getting the bust is real. What about the painting on it?
I pulled a card and it says, defend your territory, a safe position, protecting what is yours. And I feel as though this is saying, yes, it's authentic.
Yeah.
And yes, that it's the 9 of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just learning here, guys. So
Yeah,
I'm not usually
yeah.
so, but that's, and I feel that's what it's saying, that he's defending his original claim that yes, this is authentic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the Queen of Coins. Queen is all about protecting your space, the coins, the treasures. But look at this picture. Her little
That is,
baby.
oh, wow.
So now, wouldn't that be like posing? Doesn't she look like she's posing for a picture?
Absolutely.
So to me, this is her posing for the bust.
Oh,
And then they
wow.
maybe also, oh, I was going to say maybe they also did a bust of our child, and you just showed us a picture of of the baby's bust too.
Yep. Yep. They did.
So how fascinating is that to pull? They
Mm-hmm.
posed for these
Because
busts.
if you, I'm gonna just, I think I don't know if but I did send the link. Oh,
Yes. You want me to put it up?
if you don't mind, because
Yeah.
I just got us out of that. Yeah, it's just
Ah,
it's called a something documentary, a
I
good
don't know. Do you see
documentary.
it? Oh, wait. I think I need to share screen. Hang on. Can you
Oh,
do it? I messed it up.
no, I was just going to put it in YouTube so that people could look at
Okay.
it later.
All right. Let me do that then.
Yeah.
It's trying to copy the whole chat. Okay, copy. All right. I got it.
Hi, Book Bewitched.
Paste.
Elizabeth
Okay.
Peters wrote a lovely series of an early archaeologist woman. It's fiction. It's author newer stuff. Has a little magic and lots of humor. Interesting.
All right. There we go.
So this is the link that Ginger just put up is
Mm-hmm.
just the documentary that started all of this. And
Mm-hmm.
we had she was talking about this tarot investigation, and I love to uncover mysteries. I love investigations. I love getting to know tarot a little bit more, and I love hanging out with you guys and Ginger. So I said, I
Perfect.
said, what do you think? I'm like, what do you think of this? It was really inspiring to me. Something just sparked in me. And I think that Nefertiti wanted us to investigate a little bit.
Absolutely.
Oh, Warrior Girl got a yes, it was authentic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah. So I would love to see if we can try to channel a message from Nefertiti herself. Does she have a message for us as we are trying to honor her? I'm just like all of a sudden lit up up here. Okay.
She's saying her light still is bright. She is very bright light. She is a light that is bright. Not to worry about her, not to fear or be concerned about her, that her light is very bright. I feel as though she is a guide to many others. And I think that Heather had mentioned that she was said that she was one of her guides, or somebody in the chat did. I think it was Heather.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do you want to say? She did love her husband. They did have like a new world kind of feeling, like they were very much jazzed for this new opportunity to build a new city and to be outside of that very controlled, you know, very controlled thinking. Like you couldn't think outside the box. You could only think what they taught you to think, like you couldn't think of anything else. And they wanted to get away from that and to open up and build their city and build their society of like-minded people. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they were very forward thinkers, and they were guided. And she said he was a channeler, and that, wow, she loved, and this is what she loved so much about her husband, that he was very open-minded and very connected to the other realms. And she felt like there was like a resonance in her. There was
Mm-hmm.
like a vibration that drew her to him. And she was very smart, she said, and she could help him in many different ways. Um, I think she's telling me he did have other wives, so I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where King Tut came from.
Okay.
But they did. It was almost like packing up your VW bus and putting the baby in the back and driving out to California and making a stake and a claim, like, we're going to do it right. Like they were almost like your hippies. They were hippies in their
I
day, I think
said
is what
that
she's
earlier,
trying.
right?
Hmm.
I love that. So without going into order now, because you mentioned packing up that VW bus, I got the chariot,
Oh,
and they followed the stars, they followed the sun, but of course you kind of would almost have to travel at night to great distances. But this is the chariot. This is moving forward. This is all about harnessing the light, the dark, and trying to bring it into unison. And this to me, and Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the sun and the moon
yes.
together.
Hmm.
So their quest for the sun, and the cycles, and their city they were going for. So this is one of the first things I got when you're saying she was happy, full of light, and I feel like she was thanking us for trying to play with the mysteries, and all she knows we were doing it lightheartedly and out of respect and from our heart. And I think she was laughing along with us. And but I do believe too she was a high priestess herself. I believe too she had, along with her husband, some beautiful energies that and magic within her. She could have also been a healer of some sort, or one to help transition people, or help people as they transitioned, so to speak. um, or maybe she's talking about her transition in this one.
Mm.
Oh, okay, I'm feeling something. I feel like this is she's talking about her ascension. And yes, it's her ascension and her, let's say, transmutation into becoming into a celestial being herself.
Wow. Wow.
Um, and then Princess of Coins, very much talking about her family, her children, um, her legacy. So maybe she did disappear from the storybooks, but she didn't disappear from her children's hearts her family, they still hold her through generations, still held her dear to their hearts. And they still honored her, even though it wasn't in the hieroglyphic world anymore. And something about her daughter having 2 babies herself. About that. I'm not getting a clear message on that, but I feel like this is her daughter having 2 children herself. And again, Princess of Coins, so starting her own legacy. Wait, you said, okay, so it's possible she married Tutankhamun, right?
Yeah.
Did they have children together?
He was just a boy when he died. I think yeah, I don't know.
Well, she probably went on to have 2 children.
Okay.
Anyways, but being proud of her. Okay, so that's about what I got. Just legacies and beautiful energies.
So you know the one where she's the goddess and laying down. What I saw is she may have had dreams as well, like been led in her dreams or through her dreams, like being otherworldly. Leading from otherworldly influences through her dreams.
Right, I love that. Astro traveling. Astro traveling. Oh, I'm getting a hit back here on that one. Oh, now it's up in here. Oh, she did some astro traveling. So she probably was connected. But remember that earlier I told you that one card was the earth realm and the otherworldly realm. So she may have traveled between realms, astro traveling wise, and she may have visited her husband after he had passed. That's another possibility. Either way, what did Book Witch say here? Okay, protagonist saw the gods and goddess in Egypt, and a series that can get secondhand books sink into a mini vacation in your mind. Her stuff is very authentic. There was a movie, The Gods of Egypt. That was fascinating. That was kind of a little history lesson as well. Anything else we need to know, ask about? I think we did really well tonight.
I think so too. And I'm glad that we found that the bust was likely to be authentic as is. And the man really did, or the archaeologist really did love and fall in love with her likeness. And perhaps she was, her energy was there and thanking him. And, there was a lot more energy that was floating around back then. I think that we've really doled down a lot of the energy that was possible later as we evolved. But back then, I think it was really rampant and really like the energies were high. And I think that, I think that he was not held captive, but, felt captive to her beauty, the archaeologist, and that's why he wanted to keep it. But what a beautiful find. What a beautiful find.
I would have, as an archaeologist, you have to keep some of your stuff, right? You can't just ship it all to the museums. I kept it. And then to see the artist rendition of that, it was beautiful. I mean, they were both beautiful. Both Akhenaten and Nefertiti, they were beautiful. I can only imagine what their children looked like, So, yeah.
But yet, like you said, it was the love in their eyes. It was the love, like even the sculptures appeared to be in love when looking at it or when facing one another.
They did to me. So I just want to pull one final card for the overall energy of Nefertiti. I don't know. I think I've pulled all the most beautiful cards in one.
I know.
Overall energy of Nefertiti, please. Peeking out. Peeking out. You know what? I want to use the other deck. I've been using this one all night. The cards are just so big. Look what I got.
Wow.
It's beautiful, regal, elegant.
That is absolutely beautiful. And look at all the babies. Look at the babies on her dress. Creation.
Oh my gosh, you're right. They had 6 children that we know of. The garden. She was in her Garden of Eden when she was with her husband in their city.
Wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Julia Kushawatch, thank you for these beautiful decks. They gave us the most beautiful readings. If you watch this back by chance.
I pulled the Hierophant, and it says spiritual guidance and authority, tradition, structure, conformity. And what's sticking out to me is this spiritual insight, wisdom. So I think that she's represented here as well, the Hierophant, and that's what she wants us to know, is that, you know,
that's
that
the teacher card.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely wanted to teach new. Could you imagine living in their kingdom? You know, they say we all keep reincarnating, reliving the decades, kind of reincarnate. And so it just makes me think the hippies era, you know, was trying to relive that beautiful, everything's beautiful and serene and love one another. And so if that's what they were trying to create together. That energy, at least for here and now in this episode, that energy lives on. And thank you, Jean, for so much for suggesting this. Nefertiti, her beauty is astounding, because I knew very little about her, and this just opened up a whole new doorway and a whole new energy, and I just loved learning about her.
Me too. This was really fun. Thank you for having me on and for doing this very special subject and this investigation. It was really neat, the answers that we uncovered. It was fun.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. I just want to thank everybody for helping us out tonight. You all had great messages as well.